Fiancé's ex in wedding party.
Feb 15, 2024.
I am 27F and my fiancé is A 33M. We have been dating for about 4 years now and engaged last year. Prior to us dating, my fiancé dated his childhood best friend, Liz, for 8 years. They were briefly engaged before calling it off. From what I was told, they decided to break it off because they were getting married for the wrong reasons. They were planning to get married because it was the next step, and that since their families were best friend, he needed to marry her. After they broke off the engagement, they remained friends. Since the beginning of our relationship, I knew Liz was in my fiancé's family lives. Liz and my fiancé's moms are best friend. Liz is also best friend with his younger sister. My fiancé and her are friends with the same social circle. I don't have a problem with Liz and her friendship with my fiancé. I actually like her as a person and would consider her a friend. However, there are times when we hang out that I feel left out, like I am the third wheel, because of their inside jokes and shared childhood stories. I have always tried to be open-minded about their friendships since he assured me that they are only friends. And I do trust both of them. My fiancé and I are finalizing our wedding party now. Since both of us have best friends who are the opposite sex, we agreed that it's okay to have the opposite sex in our own wedding party. I told him who I wanted to ask to be in my wedding party. He mentioned that it would mean a lot to him to have his sister be a part of my wedding party. I get along with his sister well enough, so I agreed to include her. When he listed his wedding party, he mentioned Liz. I was taken back. I told him that I wasn't comfortable with having her be in the wedding party. I told him I am more than happy to have her attend the ceremony and reception, and that she can sit with his family and be in the family pictures. However, that wasn't good enough for him. He said that it's his wedding party and that it was his decision who's going to be in it. That I have the right to choose my own wedding party. So he should be able to choose whoever he likes. I told him that's not fair because I'm not having my high school sweetheart in my wedding party. This is becoming a huge fight between us. He said he is putting his foot down and Liz is going to be in his wedding party. I told him that I will not budge on this. Out of anger, I told him to choose.
Me horreur.
If she's in the wedding party, then I won't be standing in the altar. He responded by telling me that I was acting crazy and that he's going to go stay with his brother until I calm down and be reasonable. It has been 3 days now. He has texted me twice since the fight. First time to ask me if I have calmed down and ready to be reasonable. The second to ask me if I have agreed with his wedding party list. I told him my answer is still no and that I don't know if I can let this one go.
Aitea?
Should I just let it go?
Top comment. Mammon Bear 79. NTA. I really don't understand the other judgments. The holes you have to accept their relationship is BS, sorry. Your fiancé wants you to have his sister in your wedding party, effectively choosing for you, he'd be pissed if you said no, guaranteed. And he wants his ex in his. The ex he hangs out with, the one who is friends with the whole family and won't back off, the one who is friendlish, but whose closeness to your future husband makes you feel like a third wheel. The thing is, your fiancé is trying very very hard to redefine his ex as his best friend. That's not the same thing, at all. What if you had slept with your own best friend? Would he want him around at all? The whole have you calmed down. A is pure, undiluted bullying. You said it was a deal breaker, he's choosing to break the deal. It's on him, not on you. A platonic relationship with another person can be just as uncomfortable as a sexual one. Kailito, 77. NTA. Your boundaries are not wrong, and it's really concerning how your fiancé is fighting for her by fighting against you on this, by using the old guilt trip tactic. You pick who wants, so I'm picking who I want, and calm down, in suggesting you're aggressive and unfair. By the way, why he chose his sister for his party instead of ex. Verdict. not the asshole.
Update 1st February 15th, 2024. Edit. Thank you everyone for your input. I called my fiancé this morning and asked if we could discuss the situation. I told him that I want him to hear my reasonings for not wanting her to be in the wedding party, and in exchange I'll try to understand his POV. We are going to discuss it tomorrow night. I will give you guys update then. In the meantime, I'll answer some questions. Liz, this is not her real name, does have a boyfriend. They have been dating for about 6 months now. The topic of wedding party never came up in our relationship because we always assume we will do a small, intimate destination wedding. So there wouldn't be a need to have wedding party. However, our parents were against that idea and wanted us to have a big wedding. We decided to compromise with them and do both weddings. I have zero problem with his sister being in my party. To be honest, I should have thought to ask her myself. I believe my fiancé wants me to have closer relationship with her and hopes that this would be a start. In the beginning of my relationship with my fiancé, I have mentioned my V jealously. We worked through it and he assured me. Since then, I really didn't have any issues with her being in our lives. Except for her to be standing in the wedding. This is not his usual behavior. We are both very chill person and don't usually do ultimatum. I think this might be the first time in our relationship. In the contrary, I feel like we both have always been able to compromise too well. As far as I know, Liz doesn't know about this conversation/fight. And I don't want her to know. I want him to choose to not have her stand in the wedding, and not because she doesn't want to be in it. If that makes sense? Update 2nd February 26th, 2024, 11 days later. Update. New post was not approved, thanks for everyone who commented on my previous post. I apologized for the delay in responding. It has been a busy couple of weeks. We did have a talk. We both laid out where we stand and our reasonings. He insisted that Liz be in his wedding party. His POV is that he wants to share his biggest life decision with his closest friends. Friends that have stayed by him since he was a baby. I get that. I truly do, as I also want to have my best friends to be standing there with me. It did make me feel like the asshole for being so against it. However, I can't change how I feel. I still don't want her to be in the wedding party. But I'm willing to let it go. However, this fight did brought a lot of issues to surface. For one, her involvement in our relationships going forward. Second, the easiness for him to walk away during a fight. I don't accept how this fight went about. Marriage is forever. We will have bigger fights in the future. But, a fight should never ends in one side walking away. Third, my uneasiness of the insistent he has for her to be in our wedding party. If the role was reverse, if he insisted that my best friend not be in the wedding, I would have done so. Because it's our day. Not just mine. I believe compromise is important in a marriage. I didn't see any signs of his willingness to compromise. So, after all that, we are still engaged. However, we have decided to postpone setting a date for the wedding. We are thinking maybe wedding sometime in late 2025. We are going to see if we can build back the trust that we had and if we can build a stronger foundation for our relationship. Thanks everyone.